What's up everyone, Rebecca here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 things that will shock you about homeschooling. So these are all really unusual or shocking facts about homeschooling. As we go through, I'd like you to drop a comment and tell me what you found most surprising about these facts. Let's aim for 1,000 likes because it really does help me out. So coming in at number 10, we have probably one of the coolest things about homeschooling, and that is that homeschoolers teach themselves. Homeschoolers are increasingly teaching themselves with little or no help from teachers or parents. Self-directed learning is on the rise among children as they take control of their own learning. There are many benefits of self-directed learning, including increased motivation and concentration. You'll also have the ability to tailor your education to your needs and your interests. Now the next one is really interesting. You'll be shocked about this, and that is that way more teachers are homeschooling their kids than people in any other profession. This trend is on the rise and it's showing no signs of slowing down. There are many reasons why teachers choose to homeschool their children. For one, they value education and they want to give their children the best start in life. They also feel confident that they know how to create a well-rounded curriculum and cater for a child's individual needs. Another reason why teachers are drawn to homeschooling is that they can be more flexible with their schedules. They can spend more time with their children and still benefit from a quality education. Also, with the shocking decrease in academic standards in schools, teachers are more and more thinking, well, why shouldn't I do this myself? The next thing coming in at number 8 that will shock you is how much homeschoolers learn. Homeschoolers have loads of life skills. This is due to several reasons. Firstly, homeschoolers spend more time learning from their parents. Parents can teach their children essential life skills such as budgeting, cooking, and finances. Another reason homeschoolers have more life skills is that they have more opportunities to practice these skills. They can help with chores around the house, run errands with their parents, and participate in extracurricular activities. Homeschoolers often have a closer relationship with parents, allowing for more communication of life skills. So not only do homeschoolers have more time to practice life skills, they also have more opportunities. This gives them a significant advantage over school children. Okay, this next one will probably be a shock to most of you who have grown up attending school from the morning till the afternoon. And that is number 7, which is most homeschoolers only do around 2 to 3 hours of homework every day. For parents, homeschooling doesn't have to be a full-time job. You can get by with just a couple of hours of homeschooling a day on average. Obviously, kindergarten students will do way less time and high school students will do way more. But then again, if you have high school students, they're more likely to be teaching themselves at that stage. So you're not doing anywhere near as much as you would for the kindergarten kids anyway. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by the thought of homeschooling, take a deep breath and relax. It's totally possible to homeschool your kids for just a few hours each day. There are plenty of resources to help you make the most of each day. With some planning and creativity, you can give your children a quality education in just a couple of hours each day. And so if you love the sound of homeschooling, we talk a lot about how to homeschool in the homeschool course I've linked below, so make sure you check it out. Now my next one is interesting because it's different from school, and that is that homeschoolers often learn more through interest than through curriculum. Research has shown that homeschoolers often academically outperform their school peers. One of the reasons for this is that homeschoolers often learn more through interest than through curriculum. When children learn through topics they're interested in, they're more likely to retain the information, and this makes them more motivated to continue learning. This is called interest-based learning. This is of course in contrast to traditional schooling where children are downright bored by a lot of the material they have to learn. Homeschooling can allow children to explore their interests and learn at their own pace. As a result, homeschoolers often have a better understanding of the material they've learned than their peers who have been traditionally schooled. Next up we have number 5, and this is a pretty nerdy thing you'll see among homeschool families today, and that is that Latin is actually a really popular subject. This is for many reasons. It is a language that many people know today, and it's the root of many modern languages. These languages include English, Spanish, French, and Italian. It's also really useful if you want to study to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or an architect, because many of the long words you see in these courses are just Latin derivatives. And so if you know the Latin language, you're going to know how to break down a lot of these big words. Now the next one, number 4, is, well, interesting because a lot of people think homeschoolers are bit deficient socially, right? But that's not true. Homeschoolers are socialized. They're not the weird, out of touch kids that most people think they are. They're normal, well-adjusted people who have plenty of friends and family. People often ask, well, how do homeschoolers get socialized? It's a valid question and one that deserves to get answered. Homeschoolers socialize like everybody else through family, friends, church and extracurricular activities. You may often hear that homeschoolers are behind socially because they don't get the same opportunities to socialize as their school peers. But that's simply not true. Homeschoolers are just as well socialized as any other child. They just socialize in a different way. Now, I've linked an article in the description box below about homeschool socialization if you want to read more on this topic. And by now you might want to smash that subscribe button for me too. For number 3, we have homeschoolers have incredible language skills. They sometimes understand complex concepts that other kids their age just won't get. They can also communicate a lot of these thoughts clearly and concisely. Why is this? It's because homeschoolers have more time to read books, so they tend to read many more books than school children. They're also often encouraged to read advanced books for their age. This means that particularly in language arts, homeschoolers do really well on their test scores compared to public school children. Now, something that shocks a lot of people about homeschooling is that homeschoolers don't need a high school diploma to get into college. Homeschoolers just need to take the college preparation exams like the ACT, the SAT or the STAT to get into college. If they can do these tests successfully, then the college goes, yeah, you're going to meet our minimum academic standards, and they let them into the degree. And number 1, which I think is probably the most shocking thing about homeschooling, is that homeschoolers don't even need to do high school. That's right, homeschoolers across the country are deciding to skip high school entirely. My brother did this. He simply paid for 2 units of college up front, and once he was able to do that, they let him into college. Because he skipped high school, he was also one of the youngest students in his law class, and he graduated as one of the youngest lawyers in his class as well. So if you're thinking, wow, homeschooling sounds like a great deal, then you'll have to watch this video on starting homeschooling and then check out this playlist on how to begin your homeschool journey.